After a disastrous blind date, I was stalked and kidnapped by my ex-girlfriend. For 3 days, I endured pure torment because she refused to believe I didn't love her anymore. Later, I would sign a consent form for her surgery with my own hand, cruelly whispering, 20 grand in exchange for a kid. Pretty good deal, isn't it? My rental apartment was in a gritty neighborhood about a mile and a half away. To save money, I decided to walk home. The streetscape shifted from high-end bakeries to taco trucks and street vendors selling roasted nuts. Achoo! My head was swimming, and I felt dizzy. I must have caught a chill. I regretted it instantly. I should have just spent the money on an Uber. Taking sick leave would cost me more in the long run. My hands were trembling from the cold as I struggled to fish my keys out of my bag. Caleb, I heard a woman call my name. Instinctively, I turned around. A heavy blow struck me. A dull pain exploded at the base of my neck. My vision went black, and I lost consciousness. When I woke up, I was lying in bed, my eyes struggling to focus. The light fixture was the same cheap one provided by the landlord. The ceiling still had that faint yellow water stain. It seemed I was still in my rental, lying on my flimsy metal bed frame. Is anyone there? I called out, but my limbs wouldn't move. My hands were separated and tied tightly to the headboard. My legs, from my knees down, were bound in complex knots. I lifted my feet to inspect them. Behind the knees, the ankles, the soles. How was I supposed to untie these and escape? The room was silent. I was cold and hungry. Listening to the rhythmic drip of the leaky faucet, I drifted back into an uneasy sleep. Caleb, my drowsiness vanished instantly. I snapped my eyes open. A warm hand was stroking the center of my forehead. Having another nightmare? The tone was intimately familiar. She rubbed the worry lines between my brows with her middle finger. Relax, it's me. It was her. I recognized her immediately. My ex-girlfriend, Serena Vance. Serena had changed. Her hair was longer, and she carried herself with a more mature, almost dangerous air. Serena, I stammered, panic rising. I have to go to work today. Untie me. It was as if she didn't hear me. She pulled the blanket up over me and walked away, casually. You haven't had breakfast. You must be starving. I bought sandwiches. I'm not eating. I need to go to work. Serena grinned, a wide, unsettling expression. She helped prop me up, so I was sitting against the headboard. I looked at the breakfast sandwich she held to my lips, my teeth chattering. Please, just let me go. Okay. No matter how I begged or played the victim, Serena remained unmoved. She repeated, you love sausage and egg sandwiches. Serena seemed to be lost in a memory, laughing neurotically. Caleb, why won't you eat the breakfast I bought you? Sensing she didn't intend to kill me immediately, I decided to eat first and try to reason with her later. Eat slowly, Serena said, bringing over a bottle of juice. I wolfed it down. I'm full. Please, let me go to work. I have a meeting today. Usually, hearing that I had to work would stop Serena's pranks. But today, I felt a deep sense of dread. Serena was acting strangely. Serena, stop playing around. I'm serious. My stomach felt uneasy, and the taste of food in my unbrushed mouth was gross. She sat on the edge of the bed, staring into space. I brought my knees up and nudged her arm, urging her impatiently. Hurry up. Do you know how much of my attendance bonus gets docked if I miss a day? From the moment I met Serena, she had always been self-centered. To put it bluntly, she had main character syndrome. She needed the world to revolve around her. I couldn't stand her personality anymore, which is why I initiated the breakup. Work, work, work. That's all you care about. The woman with the hollow eyes snapped. She pressed her lips together tightly. I already called in sick for you. Serena's hand covered my eyes again. Her voice sounded like a venomous snake slithering into my ear. Just rest. Be a good boy. Drowsiness spread from behind my ears, and my body felt increasingly heavy. So tired. I couldn't keep my eyes open, and dreams swallowed me whole. I needed to pee. Badly. Serena. She didn't seem to be in the room. My clothes had been changed, too. I was wearing gray-blue pajamas with short pant legs and a sweat stain on the collar. I realized Serena wasn't just pranking me. She was holding me captive. Help! Help me! I cried, shouting at the top of my lungs, praying someone would hear and rescue me. The curtains in the rental were thin. Based on the square of light on the floor, I guessed it was past 5 in the afternoon. I just needed one neighbor to notice. Screaming made my chest ache. Serena had tied the bonds too tight. I adjusted my rhythm to save energy. Scream twice. Rest a bit. What's wrong, Caleb? The ghost-like woman appeared suddenly. It turned out she had been crouching by the wardrobe the whole time. Serena, I can't take it anymore. I was terrified, and my speech was slurred. I need to use the bathroom. She frowned and pulled out a collapsible bucket, usually used for camping or fishing. Serena looked strangely excited, a flush rising on her cheeks. I'll help you. I could do it myself. I was horrified, rejecting her instantly. Untie me. I'll go to the bathroom myself. That won't work, Serena said, her tone leaving no room for argument. You'll run away. I pleaded until my throat was dry, but my bladder gave out before my resolve did. Warm liquid trickled down, soaking me. I couldn't accept this. This went on for nearly 3 days. Serena took care of me, cleaning me up, feeding me, and sleeping pressed against me at night. She only went out once in the morning. The rest of the time, she stayed in the room watching me sleep, watching every humiliated expression on my face. Don't leave me. I thought she was having a mental breakdown. Serena would cry, without warning, hugging me, her tears feeling cold as they landed on my skin. Suddenly, a man pounded on the door. I'm here to return the camera lens. Serena stared at me. She was standing by the door. I couldn't see her face clearly. The man outside was my coworker, Josh J.D. Davenport. This might be my only chance. I gathered every ounce of courage and screamed, J.D., call 911. What's wrong, Caleb? Call the police. I roared. Serena narrowed her eyes, warning me silently. She put down the tool she was holding and opened the door. What's going on, Caleb? Josh looked confused. When he saw me tied to the bed by Serena, his breathing hitched. Serena smiled at him. Come in and sit for a while. Josh was more cowardly than I imagined. He dropped my camera lens and bolted. Serena didn't leave. Instead, she started packing my clothes. Wear this outfit when you go out. She looked exhausted. Neither of us had slept well. I could see the dark bags and faint blue veins under her eyes. I tested her. Are you coming with me? Serena untied my knots. She shook her head and slipped the rope loop over her own wrist. I'll wait at home for you to get off work. I rotated my wrists. The rope burns looked like vines twisted around my skin. Josh came back with people, and I was sent to the hospital for a checkup. Serena called me from the detention center. Her voice over the phone was broken, like static interference. I'll wait for you to pick me up after work, okay? Don't forget, I have been obsessed with photography since college. Through strict budgeting, scholarships, and part-time jobs, I finally bought my first professional camera. I was self-taught, read books, found a community of photographers, and filled my life with this simple passion. I first met Serena at a comic convention. I specialized in portraiture and made extra cash retouching photos. Serena was a stunner at first glance, tall, over 5'7". Her skin was porcelain white, her proportions exquisite. When she was in costume, she looked like an expensive doll. Hey, beautiful, look over here. Dozens of photographers were shooting her. Some kneeling, some lying on the ground, twisting their bodies, every lens trying to capture her beauty. I didn't get the best spot, but I got lucky. The moment Serena turned her head, a ray of dreamy, warm light filtered through. That light gave Serena a look of compassionate sorrow. I like this one. Serena looked at my raw files. She was cosplaying a nun from a popular anime series. We exchanged contact info. That night, Serena posted the set I shot on her social media accounts. Because of that, I booked several private shoot commissions. I have another event at the end of the month. Can I book you in advance? Serena's invitation on my phone screen made me incredibly excited. It was a validation of my skill and aesthetic and a sign she trusted my character. For a year, I went from Serena's exclusive photographer to her part-time assistant. After graduation, I stopped the part-time work and became Serena's live-in boyfriend. We woke up in the same bed, cuddled. I would kiss her hair. Babe, what do you want for breakfast? She couldn't eat anything too cold, too spicy, or too sour. Bitter things were out, too. Fried food, hot pot, or milk tea would give her a stomach ache the next day. So, I took charge of all her meals. Our schedule was tight. Up at 6:30 to prep food, Subway at 7 o'clock, clock in at 8:00. Are you up? I sent a voice message from the echoing stall in the office bathroom. Ugh, why'd you cook the eggs all the way through again? Every word Serena typed hammered against my heart. You can't even do this one little thing right. She vented her dissatisfaction freely. The smell of bleach in the bathroom was stinging my nose. My left rib cage was throbbing with a dull ache. Serena, don't be mad. Just eat something to fill your stomach first, okay? The pain was making cold sweat bead on my forehead. She hung up on me. I exhaled slowly, feeling like a part of my body had been drained away. Below the green call-ended message, my reply was stuck behind a red exclamation mark. Shouldering the burden of 2 lives was exhausting me. Serena was a freelancer, a beauty influencer who made commissions from cosmetic endorsements. Her income fluctuated wildly. When she had money, we traveled to seaside resorts. When she didn't, Serena used me as her punching bag. Recently, the frequency of her tantrums had skyrocketed. These can't be machine washed. I pulled her delicates out of the washing machine. Can't you just clean up after you eat? Takeout boxes from her orders cluttered the coffee table. I'm going to rest. Please keep it down. Serena sometimes had to pull all-nighters if she didn't meet her streaming hours. I didn't have the energy to argue with her. Back in the rental, my muscles ached all over, and I collapsed onto the sofa in agony. But Serena dragged me out of my momentary rest, screaming hysterically, "What kind of man are you? We've been cooped up in this tiny hole for so long, and you still nitpick everything I do." She cursed me. "You come back like a corpse and just sleep." I struggled to even lift my eyelids, begging her, "Serena, just let me sleep for a bit. Just give me a little more time. Once my paycheck hit, everything would get better. You don't know anything." Serena shook me violently, then slowly slid to the floor, sitting there and wailing. When she tired herself out crying and went to wash her face, I dragged my exhausted body up to clean the messy apartment. I was truly tired. Maybe we were just a couple with a longer adjustment period. I comforted myself with that thought. Just survive this month, and maybe Serena would stabilize. Until I found the flirtatious chat logs between her and a male fan. Serena had accepted a wire transfer from him, and she had agreed to go on a trip with him. Holding Serena's phone, my mind went blank. Why? Was it because of the money? When did Serena and I start drifting so far apart? Before I realized what I was doing, I deleted the male fan from her contacts, and I deleted myself, too. "Caleb Stone, haven't you made enough of a scene?" Serena blocked the doorway, refusing to let me leave. My clothes were spread all over the bed. I squatted on the floor, stuffing them into my suitcase one by one. All I needed to take were 3 pairs of shoes, a few sets of clothes, and my computer. I didn't want any of the matching couple items I had with Serena. I could endure the grind, the hard work, all her bad habits, and her temper, but I couldn't accept betrayal from the person sharing my pillow. I shouted back at her, "Serena, who exactly is being unreasonable here?" She couldn't believe I was talking back. Her mouth opened and closed. Serena gritted her teeth. "It's just a misunderstanding. You're blowing this out of proportion." "Misunderstanding?" I laughed coldly. "He transferred 20 grand and asked you to go skiing. You know exactly what that means. I've already called a mover. Don't block my way." I sped up my packing. There was nothing to explain, nothing to hold on to. The air in the room felt unbreathable. "I forbid you to leave." Serena threw my things out of the suitcase, clean, folded clothes scattered across the floor. She continued to explain, "Caleb, you have to trust me. Why won't you trust me?" Serena looked like she was about to cry. "How could I trust you?" I forced a hideous expression onto my face. "We are really done. $20,000. That was all it took to break a loving relationship." In the end, I left. Serena followed me downstairs, her nose red from the cold. Her crying and screaming annoyed me. So I hardened my heart and told the driver, "Head to Venice Boulevard." I didn't have to squeeze out fragments of my rest time to coax someone. I didn't have to buy feminine products regularly. I didn't have to worry about missing important calls during my breaks. Sometimes, out of habit, I still cooked extra food, so I just shared it with my colleagues. Mr. Henderson loved my cooking. Whoever marries you is in for a treat. I felt complicated emotions and gave an awkward, bitter smile. Marriage is a long way off. "Caleb, seeing anyone?" Mr. Henderson winked at me, laughing a bit creepily. "One of these days, I'll set up a mixer, introduce you to someone." "No thanks, really." I hurriedly refused. Josh, stuffing his face, bailed me out. "Mr. Henderson, Caleb's had a girlfriend for ages." Other colleagues in the office leaned in for the gossip. "Hiding it well, Caleb," Mr. Henderson teased. I really couldn't defend myself. Having my private life exposed like this made me uncomfortable. "We already broke up." Josh looked confused. "I thought I saw your girl when I picked up the takeout. You guys really broke up?" I remained silent. Serena's betrayal was a thorn in my heart. I couldn't give her a wealthy, luxurious life. The world of influencers was full of vanity and comparison. Since Serena couldn't stomach my plain lifestyle anymore, why should I force it to continue? "Caleb," I whispered to myself, "it's all in the past." I gripped my phone tightly. "You miss me? So what? Your new place is too far from the office. Move back. I bought you a breakfast sandwich. It's at your door. Eat it while it's hot." Serena's messages popped up on the screen one after another, trying to win me back. I felt it was necessary to talk to her. Besides my phone number, Serena had my other contact info. Avoiding her wouldn't work. The 3 sandwiches she bought were still warm when I took them out of the insulated box. The thought that Serena brought these to curry favor with me killed my appetite completely. "Take your stuff back." I snapped a photo of the delivery box and typed, "I'm serious." I unblocked Serena just to send a furious warning. Stop disturbing my life. Wouldn't it be better to leave each other some dignity? Serena took an unusually long time to type a reply. I just closed the chat window. She said, Caleb, I was wrong. Please stop being mad, okay? I rubbed my temples, almost able to picture Serena's watery eyes. She was so pitiful, yet so unrepentant. Josh was right. Later, I coincidentally ran into Serena multiple times at the office entrance in my usual coffee shop at the discount grocery store. She would hide timidly in a corner, and when I got close, her slender, soft arm would naturally hook around mine. Caleb, long time no see. How long? I numbly shook her off. Serena's eyes reddened with grievance. Don't treat me like this, okay? I just care about you. Coincidentally sharing a rideshare. Coincidentally taking the wrong package. Coincidentally booking an appointment with the same doctor. Serena, we broke up. I shouted. Is playing me like a fool fun for you? Her tears were like crystal dew on a lotus leaf. Serena sobbed. I'm sorry. Passers-by looked at me with weird expressions. They probably thought I was a heartless jerk. I bit the inside of my cheek lightly. Facing Serena always gave me a sense of powerlessness. She was like water, like mist. I couldn't truly harden my heart against her. The moment I relaxed, she would wrap around me again, impossible to ignore. But soon I lost even that annoyance. Serena disappeared. Mr. Henderson announced happily. I organized a singles mixer. Anyone interested? Sign up. He laughed heartily, pointing at a shy colleague. You have to be active to get a chance. Don't be shy. Our company was a typical sausage fest, full of bachelors. Under Mr. Henderson's instigation, quite a few single employees joined. Caleb, you should go too, Josh hinted. My hesitation was misinterpreted as shyness. Go on. The company's paying anyway, he said mischievously. Join the fun. Maybe it'll work out. Thinking about it, since leaving Serena, I hadn't socialized in a long time. Maybe I should step out of the shadow of that relationship. Mr. Henderson didn't lie. The mixer was held at a hotel, and he hosted the event, arranging quite a few interesting interactions. But the weather didn't cooperate. As we were leaving, it started to drizzle. Mr. Henderson looked apologetic and asked repeatedly, Caleb, you sure you don't want to ride? It's inconvenient in the rain. I live pretty close. Mr. Henderson had successfully hit it off with someone, and they were planning to go to a second location. I didn't want to be a third wheel. It was barely a mile and a half. I treated it as exercise. Because it was a rushed rental, my new place was generally subpar aside from being close to work. I carefully avoided the puddles on the ground, but my shoes still got somewhat wet. Serena, thinking of her disappearance, I blurted out her name. I wondered how she was doing living alone. I shook my head violently. She didn't lack followers. She was surely living a better life than me. Perhaps Serena had started a new life of her own. I stood at my door, feeling lost. Opening this door meant facing another cold night alone. Caleb, I thought I heard Serena's voice. Was I hallucinating? I chased after that urgent call. She gently fed me water. Tormented like that for nearly 3 days. I went from persuasion at the start to numbness at the end. I didn't understand why she was doing this. You've lost weight. Serena stroked my hair lovingly. She lowered her head and sniffed at my neck. Then she looked at me with mournful eyes. Pay attention to me. I felt a chill run down my spine. Serena, I chose my words carefully. The intermittent pain at the back of my head reminded me that even a parasitic vine can kill its host. Serena sat on the edge of the bed. Her complexion was much worse, a faint sorrow shrouding her brow. She looked at me expectantly, longing for me to respond to her passionately. Honestly, I couldn't do it. I wasn't in the mood to play house with her. Most of the time, only silence stood between us. I stared blankly at the ceiling, my consciousness drifting. The desire to leave grew stronger every day. I took a deep breath and groaned weakly. Serena, my back hurts. Take me to the hospital. Being bound hand and foot aggravated the pain. I lowered my eyelids. Is it really bad? She withdrew her hand, asking anxiously, Caleb, you aren't lying to me, are you? Ever since she found a brightly colored silk scarf in my bag, a gift from my mother, Serena constantly imagined I was cheating on her. I was going crazy in this cramped rental unit. I'm not lying. Please. My internal organs were cramping. But Serena still doubted me. She closed her eyes. I'm leaving today. Just stay with me a little longer, okay? Paramedics carried me out of the apartment. I was covered with a brown blanket. But the blood test results were a bolt from the blue. The diagnosis printed out, chronic nephritis. The hospital waiting area was crowded, as always. I shuffled forward slowly. The scrolling red display blurred into a haze before my eyes, and I cried. The bag of herbal medicine in my hand felt like it weighed a ton. Mom, I'm not coming home for the holidays. I called my mom to tell her I was safe. She didn't understand and asked urgently, "What's wrong, Caleb? Mom will find someone to book a ticket for you." I felt ashamed. I hadn't saved much money in my first 2 years of work. The cost of going home for the holidays was too high. To avoid going home, I had lied last year, saying I couldn't get a train ticket. Hearing her anxious voice, I continued, "No, Mom, I have nephritis. Kidney inflammation. I need to get treated at the hospital here." My mom cried her eyes out on the other end of the line. She told me not to give up, to take care of my body. "Don't worry about money. Mom will figure it out." I comforted her. "I've saved enough for the treatment. It's not terminal. The medicine will fix it." My mom finally relaxed a bit, instructing me, "Son, Mom really misses you." I couldn't help but tear up again. I wanted to go home too. I had about $45,000 in savings. To maintain the cost of medication, I realized I couldn't quit my job. In the evening, a nurse came into the ward to change the dressing for the patient in the next bed. Following the nurse in was a woman, Serena. She looked like she was about to cry. "Caleb, don't be like this. I know I was wrong, but you're sick. I have a duty to take care of you." Saying this, Serena opened a travel bag containing her clothes and some fruit. I frowned. Although Serena was acting like she was here to be a bedside caregiver, after years together, I knew her life skills were practically non-existent. Serena had even brought a small milk pot. Seeing my weird look, she introduced it proudly. "I can heat milk for you." She had specifically looked up dietary restrictions for nephritis patients. "You need to eat more tomatoes and strawberries, no crawfish. Low oil, low salt, no processed meats, and no sodas, especially no tea." The dense handwriting in her notebook suffocated me. Once upon a time, I'd taken care of her with this same meticulous attention, but all I got in return was Serena's ridicule. A glorified nanny has the nerve to lecture me. During those 3 days in the apartment, I realized this thoughtfulness was just her own self-satisfaction. If I softened up, would we just go back to how it was before? "Serena, go home." I interrupted her rambling. She froze, her hand hanging in midair, unsure of what to do for a moment. She probably didn't expect me to reject her. After all, I had no money, no power, lying alone in a hospital bed waiting for expensive dialysis to keep me alive. Serena promised, "Caleb, I've changed. I can definitely take care of you." I remained unmoved and pressed the call button on the wall to summon the nurse to kick her out. "Caleb, why can't you let go of the past?" Tears swirled in Serena's eyes again. Dragging this out would disturb the other patients. I prepared to cut the Gordian knot. "I am indeed still angry with you. But more than that, I just want you to leave. Serena, try to tempt me. You don't have enough for the hospital bills, right? I have money. Won't you reconsider?" I mocked her. "Where did your money come from?" Serena's face turned pale. "It's none of your business how I make money." She eventually left, leaving behind the $5,000 stipulated in the settlement agreement. Between my medical savings and what Mr. Henderson fought to get from the company insurance, I had about $100,000 total. After my first dialysis, I was discharged. Hearing about my misfortune, my colleagues took extra care of me. Josh was a straight shooter. He would have followed me into the bathroom if he could. My condition stabilized gradually. To be able to cook my own meals, I moved into a shared apartment with a kitchen. One day, while eating takeout, Josh pointed at a beauty on his phone and exclaimed, "Caleb, isn't this your girlfriend?" A gossip account had released a few blurry photos and one clear shot of a man and a woman. A familiar, emotionless AI voice read the script. Davenport heir and influencer Serena officially announced relationship. The top-tier romance young Mr. Davenport wrote for his girlfriend. It was awkward. Josh looked like he had swallowed a fly, complaining, "How can these gossip accounts just make stuff up? Caleb, don't take it to heart." I felt nothing, just said, "Ex-girlfriend. Has nothing to do with me." Josh, on the other hand, had a huge reaction. "It has everything to do with me." He pointed aggressively at the pretty boy in the photo and cursed. "If he's the Davenport heir, then what am I?" I seem to have accidentally uncovered some rich family drama. "You're Davenport?" Other colleagues switched to their friendly, hard-working corporate slave faces, surrounding us and buzzing with discussion. If it was the Davenport group I was thinking of, I didn't see what the appeal was for a rich kid in a company with minimal benefits and unpaid overtime. Josh acted deep. "You wouldn't understand. It's for love." I finally pried his mouth open. He had been sent down to the branch office by his sister to learn the business. 2 older brothers, 1 older sister. Marketing accounts will invent anything for traffic, I consoled him. The legendary young Mr. Davenport contacted the platform and had the relevant accounts banned directly. My mom heard I was working while sick. She couldn't bear for me to spend the new year alone in a foreign city again. So, before the holiday, she came to find me with bags big and small. Mom, I grabbed the broom from her hand. Just rest first. I haven't lost an arm or a leg. I could do simple cleaning. My mom was incredibly stubborn. You've worked your body to ruin. Listen to me, let me do it. I couldn't win, so I let her be. Son, who is this? A big client. This girl is quite pretty. My mom marveled at the photo. Among so many photos of Serena, I didn't have a single one of us together. I picked up the camera I had used the longest and asked my mom, when we have time, let's go to Palisades Park and take a picture together. The stylish old lady waited near my work every day for me to get off. Really, she had been cooped up too, and hearing we could go to the Palisades, she said happily, then take lots of pictures of me. She loved playing with the high-end silk scarf I gave her. The day we went out, there was a gentle breeze, and the sun was bright. Palisades Park is a nationally famous tourist spot and free to enter. We took the metro there and found a small gazebo by the cliffs to take photos. We walked and ate, watching people fly kites. 1, 2, 3. I held the portable camera, directing my mom's pose. Cheese. She grinned widely, holding the colorful silk scarf high with both hands. The scarf fluttered in the wind, looking incredibly full of life. Good. Looks great. My mom was very satisfied with the photo. My son really has talent. I cleared my throat, pointing to a photo of her in front of a sea of flowers. Ahem, mostly because Mom is prettier than the flowers. My mom was overjoyed. Just as we were about to head back, a fierce argument broke out nearby. You homewrecker! A woman dripping in jewelry was storming forward. She slapped the woman who was at a disadvantage. I'll teach you to seduce my husband. I'll teach you. My mom refused to leave, watching the drama with relish. Have you no shame? The wealthy woman found it hard to maneuver in her 3-inch heels, so she grabbed her bag and smashed the woman who had fallen to the ground. The woman on the ground looked pitiful and helpless, covering her face with her disheveled hair, weeping. There were many tourists at the Palisades. Within minutes, my mom had been pushed out of the front row of onlookers. With the speed of information these days, it would probably be on the local news by evening. I told my mom to stop watching. It's dangerous with so many people. What if you get hit? Then I'll watch from further back. She was stronger than me. Dragging her was like dragging an ox. I had to let her be. Park staff arrived to mediate the dispute. The rich woman was self-righteous. None of your business. She opened her phone gallery to show the staff, still cursing filthily. She drove my husband's car. The mansion she lives in is under my name. The staff tried to calm them down. Assaulting someone in public is a crime. The unlucky woman on the ground was helped up. She hadn't fought back. Her cheek was swollen high, her snow-white skin bruised purple and blue. The woman was beautiful. Even beaten into such a sorry state, you could still see her good looks. That girl is so pitiful, my mom said, heartbroken. She scrutinized the person's face, then pulled me and whispered, Son, look at that woman. Doesn't she look a bit like the one in your photo album? So what if she was Serena? I pretended not to know her. Mom, you're seeing things. All pretty girls look kind of alike. Serena, standing in the eye of the storm, suddenly looked in my direction. Our eyes met across the air. I had never seen her so undignified. There were scrapes at the corners of her eyes and on her cheekbones. Her fitted dress suit had been ripped at the seams by the rich woman, and there were several dusty footprints on her body. Caleb, I'm sorry. Her bloodless lips formed the silent shape of words. Her body was trembling uncontrollably, looking like she might faint from crying at any moment. Thud! A dull sound. Serena collapsed. A pool of dark liquid wet her skirt. The rich woman screamed in fright. What's wrong with her? I didn't hit her that hard. She fainted on her own. The scene descended into chaos again. My mom was still shaken when we got home. She said uneasily, Son, that was too scary. A perfectly fine person, just down like that. I help her open the trending entertainment section. Deep dive into rich family drama. Hidden secrets. Rich wife causes scene at Palisades Park. Public nuisance. What a mess. Just as I was getting annoyed, I received a notification from the hospital. Mr. Stone, Ms. Vance hopes you can help sign for her. Was she having surgery? Why ask me sign? Had her man abandoned her? I was about to refuse. I didn't want any more entanglement with Serena. She had plenty of friends. Signing shouldn't fall to me. The voice on the phone switched to a weak female one. Caleb, please help me, okay? Just this once, the last time, please. Serena's parents had passed away long ago. Because of the recent negative press, the friends she was close with had drawn a line. Some had even released dirt on Serena's early days to kick her while she was down. My legs froze in place. Serena, Caleb, please. No one else will take my call but you. Her voice got smaller and smaller. Gloomily, I remembered the glaring red on her skirt. My ex-girlfriend was in the hospital, and she actually needed me to sign. After hesitating again and again, I decided to help her. The women's clinic was smaller than I expected. After signing, Serena was given anesthesia in a room less than 200 square feet. The air was cold. When she woke up, she would have lost the most intimate connection in the world. That included me. We had no further contact, other than Serena releasing a statement saying she was quitting the internet to rest. My mom would secretly wipe away tears every time she accompanied me for kidney dialysis. Son, why is your life so hard? I forced a bitter smile. It's okay, Mom. The numbers are improving. I'll definitely get better. Time moves so fast. For 3 years, I stuck to my medication and exercise. The edema on my legs was almost invisible. After my levels came down, I didn't slack off. I was extra careful with my diet and sleep. Josh couldn't stay at the company any longer. Before leaving, he gave everyone a gift. I received an astronomically priced camera. But considering myself just an amateur, holding a lens worth tens of thousands burned my hands. Caleb, as long as you like it, no need to be polite. Josh showed a rare, melancholy expression. If you hadn't gotten sick, we might have gone to headquarters together. I'm so lonely by myself. I half joked, then wait for the day I get better. How long would it take to pick up my hobby again? I was lost. Serena used to be my muse. I had taken nearly 1,000 photos of her, creating a spiritual garden that belonged only to her. But now she had withered. Look at my lens record. One afternoon, while taking my medicine, I noticed the pills in my hand were colorful and vibrant in the sunlight. Infinite ideas burst into my mind. Using the camera Josh gave me, I shot a documentary photography series themed around the hospital. This set of photos used only the simplest black and white tones. It recorded people rushing between life and death, struggling against fate in a hospital. My mom was back in the countryside when she contacted me, so excited she was incoherent. Son, you're famous. So many people came to the village saying they want to interview you. I told them you weren't home. I became famous overnight. Later, I shot several more sets of realistic portrait photography. All received critical acclaim. Occasionally, someone would recognize my style. Hey, didn't you photograph Serena Vance? I used to. Story complete.